virtual places as well.
Indeed. Mm.
So everyone, we're live now on Facebook. Welcome to an extra special Healy Hangout. I'm absolutely delighted to announce that we have some really amazing special guests here. We are co-creating magical stuff with some magical people, which is so exciting. And would just like to just introduce everybody. So first of all, I'll introduce myself. So my name is Abbey. If you don't know me already, I created Healy Hangout with Vicky, my partner in crime, my partner in energy frequency crime. And we set this up in January only, and we've been growing at like a really fast speed actually. And we had the let's say news on Monday, last week to be we were connected with some other amazing Healy lovers, and we are just like really excited to actually like. Sorry, I can hear some background noise. Who's background?
Yeah, we've got some background noise. Do you want to make me host so I can mute?
You are host already, so I'm just gonna. Can everyone in the room just make themselves muted? That would just really help so we don't get background noise. Thank you so much. Brilliant. That's better. So I had the amazing Fabienne message me last week to say, wonderful, we'd like to get in contact with you. She's a senior team leader in the Healy team and has been here since 2019, well, within the Healy team. So that's just amazing because obviously a lot of us are new to this business. So it would be really nice to just like get some words from her. And also I had the pleasure to also meet the founders of Reset Your Health company, who are also just amazing women we're all on the same journey to raise our frequency of the people and the planet. And I'm just like super excited to announce that. So without further ado, if anyone here on the live wants to now share the link to this live Facebook page before we get started, please go ahead and do that. I will, for anyone in the Zoom, I'll put in the link now into the chat in a second. And yeah, Vicky, do you want to say a few words before we start?
Yeah, well, it's just such an exciting group. It really feels like we're part of a network rather than just being standalone. And I think this is just a real testament to how Healy works. It works on these subtle energies that that bring us into each other's field. So if you're matching something and you're doing the good work and you're putting out the healing vibe and you're doing all this study, it's so beautiful when you meet the like-minded souls that are doing the same thing somewhere else in the world. So we created Healy Hangout to share the Healy information, but also general health information. And what we found is so many people that are involved in this company are also health practitioners or are bringing it complementary with other therapies that they're already doing. But we thought this was a great opportunity to bring out some of this international expertise and to share some tips and tricks of what they found along the way, how sharing it has changed people's lives, how they find is the easiest way to share it, and how they explain this this thing that can be quite complicated, but also is very kind of intuitive. Like we do know, we use the words, we go, oh, I like his vibe, or oh, I don't like it here, it's got a dodgy vibe. So I think that we do know what our intuition's telling us, but sometimes we choose to ignore it. And I think as we mix with people that are very much trying to align to this, not only healing each other, but healing the global consciousness and healing in many different forms, I think it's really beautiful to see this weaving of how it fits in many different ways. So I think it'd be great to pass over to some of the other team members and see how their journey started and how Healy's fallen into your life and how it fits.
So to Heidi or to Fabienne, do you want to, or maybe Fabienne, do you want to maybe just let us know how you got into Healy? Because I'm really interested to know who introduced you, because you came in at such an early age, well, not early age, but an early stage, I mean, of the Healy. How did that manifest itself?
Okay, I'm mute myself. Well, I was all my life into natural energy healing, holistic healing, because even when I was sick, I had a headache, I refused to take it, medicine cure for it. And I joined the group, the Dr. Roy Martina group, and he's a famous holistic doctor. He was first a natural doctor, and then he went over to holistic doctor. And I followed him for a long time. And then a lady in that group who I kept friends with, she was talking about that new medical device that scans you and can helps you with problems and bring you back in balance. And at that time, I went through my menopause, and it was like a hell of a menopause I had. And then I followed a Zoom about the Healy. She invited me to a Zoom about the Healy. And you know, when you got that feeling, I instantly felt, okay, this is it. This is what I need. This is the device I was waiting for, because I had already like a premonition. One day there will be like a device that you can tap from the universe, energy, frequencies, that you also can heal yourself. And I instantly felt, okay, this is it. Then I ordered it and gave it a try. And imagine 7 years of going through hell with menopause already changed my life in just 1 week working with the Healy. So I was flabbergasted. I was wow. And then in 3 weeks, all my problems were gone. Even the side effects, like when you come in the menopause, you get like a bigger tummy and the handles on the back. I'm not a thick person, but I gained weight through my menopause. And I did a lot of things like sports, diets, and I didn't lose weight on that places. So I noticed that I lost weight also. So I was passionate and thrilled about the Healy. And then I started talking to family, friends. At that time, there was no hair on my head. I was thinking, oh, I'm going to do business with Healy. But because I was so passionate, and people start asking, where can I order? And then in like 3 weeks, I had already a team of like 24 people. And yeah, and then I went to New Zealand to visit friends in New Zealand. And it was in February, from February to March. So I traveled through the Corona periods, because we went with the journey was booked a year before. So we flew with Korean Air. So we were in the in the center of the Corona with my family, 5 persons. We traveled from 10th of February to the 15th of March. So none of us got Corona. And the thing was, we were in Korea at the airport, and I got so a feeling, think I'm gonna see what the residents said. And I did a scan, and it said like 49% protection. So I was, oh, wow. And I said to my family members who already, and my daughter, my son-in-law, my husband, I said, guys, put on your Heelys, run protection program, because it's not good here. And then of course the buyer support a lot, but we got home, and 2 days later we got in the lockdown. But I was in New Zealand, and I talked with friends about the Healy, and there was a friend of mine, and she had a severe depression for years, which I didn't know. She told anybody, and the first thing that popped up was the depression. And she said, well, you know what? When that device can scan and says what's wrong with me, because nobody knows, just her husband and a close friend, that she had depression. Even I didn't know. And she said, when that device can scan and says, I have a depression, I have to have that. And then from there on started. So she got in touch with other healers in New Zealand. And yeah, now I'm at the moment that I have a team of 1,470 people now. So yeah.
Wow.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah. And my goal is, that's where I want to end with. My goal is, because I'm so passionate, I'm so believer of the Healy, I want to help people around the world as much as I can. I reach to people around the world so that they have the same luck and lucky feeling as I have and benefits from the Healy. Because I did it I'm a Reiki master, chakra therapist, energy healer. I'm also in helping people, but now with that tool, yeah, that is, you can people help the maximum. That's what my goal is. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Thank you so much. And it was so nice that you ladies reached out to us as well. I really can feel this co-creative, we've all got the same goal. And I think it's really beautiful that this Healy has opened up a space where we can all support each other and work together. And it feels like there's a camaraderie definitely happening.
Yeah.
Definitely. And
Definitely.
yeah, I think that this is also just like, it's so exciting. And what I'd like to do is introduce two other members of the Healy Hangout, Heidi and Martien, who have created something also really beautiful. And I also love the story of how you all met. But first I'll ask you, Heidi and Martien, like your story of Reset Your Health, how you became into this whole realm of frequency healing.
Maybe I can start, Heidi, because I started,
Yes.
and then the story goes on. So, well, I started, I bought already another device when I went to Tony Robbins at the end of December 2019. I went to Tony Robbins and I saw there a device, a biocharger, and it was with frequencies, healing, and so on. And I didn't feel very well at that seminar. And I just sat in front of the device, and I felt some differences, positive differences. So I said, this could be something that could be an added value for my practice, since I'm in orthomolecular medicine, or you say functional medicine, or how you call it, whatever. So I used it. It came to Belgium, it came from America, and so on. And then all of a sudden, because it's a machine, you can sit around with 6 people and you don't have to do anything. You just put the switch on and that's it. And then all of a sudden Corona came, the COVID came, and I said, inviting people, that's not a good idea. But I knew that something would happen into my life that's, well, there is no coincidence in life. And all of a sudden, one of my contacts in my network contacted me and I said, Martien, there is maybe something that you could be interested in. It's the Healy. And well, he gave me some explanation. I ordered the Healy, and that was the start of the whole story. Because before I organized also fasting retreats, and fasting really resets your health. There, the name was created. I said, I'm gonna call this company, or gonna name this company, the Reset Your Health Company. I don't know why, but I'm not a girl, and Heidi either. We are not girls from around the church tower. We want to expand. And so I said, Reset Your Health Company. It needs to be in English because I want to expand towards the rest of the world. And so the name of Reset Your Health Company was born. I had a Healy, and I said, I cannot have patients anymore at my home, so I have to do something else. I'm gonna start webinars. And Heidi and I, we knew each other from our previous profession, I would say. We were both in clinical research at that time. And I knew that we stepped out of that business in 2012, Heidi on her side and me on my side. I had my own company at that time as well. And so we stayed in contact, and we phoned each other each year. What are you doing? And so on and so on. And there was something, I have to call Heidi. And I called Heidi and I said, what are you up to now for the moment? And she was talking about this and this, and I'm helping someone in the village, an American lady who came to live here. I help her to set up a program, an online program. And all of a sudden I said, yes, Heidi, I want to know more about this. And then she said, yeah, I can, we can talk together and this, because we both followed John Maxwell in a time, leadership and so on. So we were already in the same vibe. And that's why I said, I have to do it. If I do something, I need Heidi to help me with this. So I asked Heidi, how much does it cost? What's your hourly fee? And Heidi said me, well, that's it. I said, okay, let's start. We're going to start for a few months, see how it goes, and so on and so on. So we started to give those webinars. And well, it was a success. I liked it because I like to speak in front of an audience and so on. Heidi also liked it. And all of a sudden I said by myself, if I want to do things or continue to do things and to put the Reset Your Health company more in the world, I have to do this with Heidi together. So I asked Heidi, Heidi, are you in to join me in the Reset Your Health company? What do you think? If we want to grow this business, why shouldn't we do this both? Instead of me on my own and you in Italy, we can do everything online. This is the new world, and this will continue to be the new world. So Heidi said, I'm going to think about it. But I think that she didn't have to think long about it. And a few weeks later, I went on holiday to where Heidi lives in Umbria, the small little town of Montone. And we discussed about the things, also legal things and so on. How are we going to do this? And at the end, we decided, okay, let's start. And from there on, the real Reset Your Health company was born, I would say, from last year, Heidi, during summer, no, or September, I went to Umbria. And there, the rest is history, I would say. And Heidi will tell you the rest of the story. So that's how it all started for me and for Heidi.
Thank you. That's a really good introduction. Yeah. So yeah, Heidi, do you want to give us more information about what is Reset Your Health and what you're doing?
What is Reset Your Health? Indeed. Well, we started with some webinars about Healy and how you could use the Healy in different pathologies and so on, and sleep problems and the depression and stress and so many people, of course, during this crazy period came to the webinars to find some answers. So step by step, we said, okay, we need to find more structure in everything we do. And of course, we came from clinical research, so we like some blue structure in everything we do. So so we said, okay, we need to work around 7 basic pillars of health. And so there it started, because of course the first one that we always talk about is healthy food and healthy water. And then the second is, while we are not getting sufficient supplements and nutrition from our food, we need also to supplement extras. And then of course we came across another amazing company, which is called Zinzino, and we came into contact with the balance of omega-6 and omega-3. And of course, in the middle of everything, we have the Healy, because the Healy is connecting with the physical aspect. And it's also, of course, helping us mentally, but also do let us connect with the soul. And so we had there a device in the middle of our 7 basic pillars that is also connected to the heart and the heart chakra. And so it all ended up to be the right balance and the right mix of everything. Of course, we have then still the whole importance of sleep and detox. We have the importance of stress management and movement, of course. And last but not least, and that's really my thing, is mindset, but of course, self-leadership and emotional balance. Because we can all share a lot of things and you can all buy a Healy, but if you are not using them every single day and you are not co-creating actually with the frequencies, then nothing will happen. I mean, it's so as simple as that. We can all buy good food, but if we are not eating it, if we are not making something with it, we can all buy shoes to go out for doing some walking, but if we are not putting them on and go for a walk, and it's really that we want to stimulate, we want to inspire, we want to motivate people to do the things. We see so many people that sit in this knowledge gap, like they all know it, they all read it, but it's like there is something blocking in doing the thing. And if there is something that can help you, then it's for sure frequency therapy and frequency energies that can really put you in the move of doing the things. We use it every day, and look what we already what we are vibrating on, and so it's amazing. In the meantime, we are working together with doctors, with health therapists, and we already have more than 60 partners right now that are co-creating together with us, and not only in Belgium and the Netherlands. So we already have partners in other countries. And so we continue to grow, to co-create with you guys, to share. And what we discovered was that for the Healy, there are so many people that do not really know how to use the Healy. And so we met also Roy Martina, and we had a conversation with him, and he has these 40 years of experience of holistic doctor. So he was trained as a classical doctor, and then he moved into the whole holistical aspect. And he, during the COVID, said, I couldn't travel, I couldn't be in front of audiences of 1,000 and people, and so I was closed up in my home, and I had the Healy, so I had to study the Healys. So he did nothing else than studying the Healy for 6 months in a row, and then he said, I need to create courses, I need to create a training, because there's so much more you can do with the Healy, and nobody else is sharing this. So when we met him, and then we said, okay, let's organize monthly calls for therapists on how to use frequency therapy. And in no time, we had 450 people coming on the call. So last month we did the 12th of May, we did another call, and we had 750 people on the call. So there is really a need on understanding how you can really put all the pieces of the puzzle together, and how Healy can connect some pieces of the puzzle there. So on the 2nd of June, we have now the first one in English, because we understand that we did these 2 webinars in Dutch, and there is clearly a need. And of course, the whole team of Fabienne in New Zealand is really asking, please do a webinar also here. So so on the 2nd of June, we do another one, but then for us, it's 10 a.m. in the morning. For the UK, it will be 9 a.m. in the morning. And for our New Zealand colleagues, it will be 8 p.m. in the evening. So, of course, for the people from the US, we do another one, but everybody that is subscribing, they will get the replay. So the world can know soon how to use properly, step by step, the Healy more in depth, because it's unbelievable what you can do with it. So.
Thank you so much. This is like so exciting, actually, how we've come together. And you know what, like I was like, for the last 6 months really feeling alone, and I think a lot of people feel alone out there with the Healy, like especially if you're a therapist or a healer, or someone that's just starting to use it and has no idea about healing at all. And you know, you've got to search through videos, you've got to, you know, speak to if you've got a good sponsor, you know, look at you can go and speak to your sponsor and get maybe some ideas of some helpful videos you can use. And I think that myself now, I'm a team leader. I've got like, I was counting actually how many people we had in our team, and it's also including the spillover. I think there's about 110, including spillover, on our team, but you know, they're not all my team members. Obviously it's growing, and you suddenly start to realize, oh my gosh, like, I mean, we've created a really great support for Healy Avalon, and we've kind of opened it up to help everybody, which is the Healy Avalon Facebook group. And what I found is, wow, so many people reaching out to me and realizing how much energy that's taking as well, you know. And when Fabienne actually approached me and said, yes, and we're going to co-create, and then we talked about, you know, you doing these events with Dr. Roy Martina, and I was like, wow, this is amazing, because if we can all come together, which is what Healy's all about anyway, isn't it? Like, Healy is all about co-creating, sharing with each other, and coming together. And because actually the bigger mission is not selling this device. It's really not about that. It's about really changing people's lives. And I think that that's what a lot of people get stuck on when it comes to the blocks. They end up getting stuck on really being part of, you know, not actually just trying to sell it from the head. I really liked your sentence, and I used it in the Facebook post about sharing from the heart and not from the mind, because I think that is what our issue is that we're all too in our heads, and we need to get back into the body. And if we can actually show the people how to share Healy from a heart space, this is where we can really start to see results and start to change something, and start to see your neighbor, you know, changing something in their life, just like you're changing something in your life, and Vicky as well, you know, like how you changed your life with it. And it's just growing, you know. And even you've got your nan on it, don't you, Vicky?
Yeah, and you know what, my sister's got really into it. I gave it to my sister first, as you do. You give it straight to your family and they go, whatever. And she got upgraded to the resonance 2 weeks ago, and she's been scanning everybody and everything. And since she's been scanning things, because it's such an interesting, I'm very much into the, like, how people absorb information. I'm completely dyslexic, and the way I absorb information is completely off the charts. Nobody else does it like me. But I like to see when you have the penny drop moment for people, because they go, oh, it can do that. It can do, how does it know? And I can see it happening in my sister, and it's really sweet. And also what I thought was brilliant about this meeting the conversation we had earlier in the week was, it's like the support appears. Because for me, I think I gave Abbey a bit of a confidence boost, like, yeah, tell everyone, because Abbey was like, oh, I don't know how to do it. I was like, tell everyone, ring them up and go, you need this. And then all the things that Abbey brings that I feel stressed with is like the organisation and the support and the emails. And I think I was watching about Marcus, about when he found the funder, Christian Harper, and when they introduced, and I was thinking about it, because I've got some pretty epic projects going, and finding a funder is a really big thing, because you don't just want anyone's money, you know. It's like you're getting into a relationship with them, and it's like a friend of mine did business, and she said, don't go to business with somebody who you haven't been on a date with 7 times. He says you need to be on a date at least 7 times before you go to business with each other. And I really like that idea of everyone being friends and doing business with your friends and not creating this separation. And I think that it's so subtle, the things that happen when you're doing the Healy. It's so sweet, because you get synchronicities, and you meet people and you bring them in, and you think, oh, is that how it happens? Like, for example, I got the weight loss program, because I was like, right, weight loss. And then my friend arrived on Christmas and said, I'm doing a boot camp. Do you want to come? And I thought, is this how frequency works? Is this what the universe has sent me? I thought I was just going to put a program on and it was going to make me thin. And actually it sent me someone going, let's go for a run. And I was like, oh. So it's beautiful how it weaves. And I think it's really nice to have, it's almost like a patchwork quilt. We've all got our own thing that's so beautiful, but together it's a whole of it amplifies. It's like everybody amplifies each other's thing. And for me, the first thing I did when I introduced people was like, from an inquiring mind to say, well, does it work for you? Because you've had this problem for ages, and you've got these chronic conditions, or you've got a skin issue, or you've been depressed. Does it work? And the feedback that I got in the first few weeks is the momentum that then you share with other people, because you know there's so many people out there that are suffering from something, chronic pain. And also, personally, I'm a therapist, and I'm sure the therapists here will say the same, is when you speak to clients, you realize they so easily get on this negative loop of pharmaceutical drugs, and then they take another pharmaceutical drug to counteract the side effects. And when you speak to people and you unpick the tablets they're taking, they started off with an injury or one thing, and now they're taking 10 tablets, a cocktail to counteract all the side effects of the painkiller that they've been on. And it's these cycles last people for years, you know, these cycles can last 5, 10, 20 years, where people are suffering and they just feel there's no way out. And I think if we can break those pharmaceutical dependent cycles, that's life-changing for so many people. What do you think, Heidi? I can see you nodding. How do you feel as coming from a medical background? What do you think?
Coming from there, but never took any medicine, or hardly. The click for me was when my mother had the second breast cancer, and I saw that the whole therapy there, chemotherapy, this was back in 2012 when I stepped out of the whole pharma thing. I didn't feel any connection with the patient. And so for me, it was like, oh my God, is this the world I'm serving? So I was really, I really thought I was making the difference with everything I did, with a team of many people in 40 different countries on getting a new medication as soon as possible for the patients out there, so on the market. And it really hit me. So I really was 5 weeks in my bed with a total crash, and I had to reset myself completely. So I came out these 5 weeks crying that I was not doing the right thing in my life, and I had to leave. So I went to the CEO and I had to leave. Anyways, long process in between, I was always looking for reaching a higher quality of life with natural tools and easy tools. I saw my mother all her life a little bit addicted and codependent of a lot of medication. And in the end, she left us 3 years ago after the third time cancer. So I know exactly what it is to be codependent of a lot of chemical things. And so I think that was thanks to my mom, I'm now doing what I'm doing right now. So, so yes, yeah.
I think something my friend does plant medicine, and she had a tragic introduction into plant medicine. Her sister died tragically in a terrible accident, and she said it's from the deepest traumas come the deepest wisdoms. You know, you have to go into that place, and it gives you the teaching. And if we can transform this suffering into helping other people, it's not done in vain, you know. And I think every time we do something from a connection place and we love them and we want to, it's like we're healing part of ourselves as well. You know, we're all cells in the body of God. We're all part of one unit, you know, we're all together in this. And I think I went to Bali many years ago, and they said, here we don't have homelessness, and we don't have addiction, and we don't have these problems, because if we see a member of our community sick, we have to fix them because it's us, you know. And I was thinking, look how broken our society is with these, like, so many problems, and we just haven't got the tools in our toolkit to fix them, you know. A lot of it is based in trauma, and we don't know how to do trauma release. A lot of things are bad communication, and we're never taught how to communicate really, really well. And food, diet, I mean, we're so toxic, overloaded. It's like, where do we start? And actually, it doesn't matter where you start. You know, it doesn't matter whether you go to yoga or you clean your food up or you say some affirmations or you do tapping. I think everything is deeply personal, and everyone's medicine bag is filled with what fits for them. You know, yoga isn't for everybody and meditation isn't for everybody, but for some people that's their thing, you know. And I think Healy is just a really nice, it slips alongside everything. It slips alongside all of these therapies, really complementary. And you can see, I mean, for example, we've got a lot of body code practitioners that work with kinesiology, and they love the Healy because it's just another extension to what the body can tell you about how we need to modify our lifestyle. It's such an interesting time, and there's so much to talk about. Tomorrow we're talking with an astrologer to try and explain this kind of overview, because we've talked on a very personal level about people's health, but to try and talk about like the global consciousness and this new way, the new earth that we want to co-create, the manifesting. I know that like 10 years ago there was the law of attraction and the secret book, and a lot of people were tapping into this, we can manifest our own reality, and I completely believe that. And I think that something that we said on our talk the other day was this is something that we need to do as en masse. You know, everybody all over the world needs to create these grids and raise their vibration so we can all live our purpose and be a little bit more aligned. And you guys summed it up so well the other day. Would you, I know you can never repeat the way you said it, but would you like to kind of elaborate a little bit on the global consciousness and how this can help a bigger shift?
Oh, Fabienne, do you still know what we said on that topic?
The best things never get written down.
No, because it comes from, like you say, it doesn't come from the head, it comes from the heart. It's you are talking in the moment, and but you know, it's like you say, everybody has his own inner doctor, and the ones feels good with this, with that, with meditation, with yoga, with name it, kind of therapy. But the Healy is really the center of all the therapies, because everybody knows what's good for them or what's bad for them, but it's in the mind, and it doesn't stay very long in the mind. And people have habits, and they really fall into their bad habits when they're not at the awareness frequency. The Healy, when you work with the Healy, you work with frequencies, and it puts you in a state of awareness. You go to find, or you get attached to the right therapy or the right food or water or whatever your body needs. That's the magic of the tool. It keeps you in awareness, and everything starts from the position of I'm aware. I know what I have to do, what's good for me, for my body, for my health, for my environment. And as everybody uses the unconditional love, the coherence frequencies, it puts you in a state of alignment. And that's how we came up to you and starting to co-create, because we are from the same soul tribe. We vibe on that higher level of awareness.
Yes, yes, I just had to say yes when you said that. Soul tribe. That's for sure. That is for sure. I really resonate with what you say so much, because like I literally coming from a meditation background, and like meditation pretty much saved my life. And it just, for me, like doing meditation every week is like, or every day actually, but I do one with a group every week, and it's just my favorite part of the day, part of the week, sorry. And it's just like that awareness. And I've noticed it with Healy, that the more I use it, and especially now I've had it for quite a while, like almost a year, it really trains me how to use my own energy. And it really shows me so much that I've never seen before. And even after doing like a lot of meditation, I still learn new things every day, and I start to manage my emotions better. It really brings you to your center point, and it really helps you, like you say, become aware and to see things that you've never seen, you know, the things that are kind of blind to, you know. And that for me is what has helped me the most, you know. Like the thing that you also, the advice you gave the other day about putting Healy Avalon into the Healy, I mean,
Yeah.
the things that you can do with this machine is like crazy. I did the I Ching scan, and it was like, yeah, ascension and a time for change. And, you know, I mean, I can't even repeat it now, but it was so crazy how important that scan was for what we're doing here. And also today is a full moon as well. Don't forget, today is the full moon, you know, like we're so, I mean, we didn't even plan that. We forgot that it was a full moon today, but the energy's been so high, hasn't it? Like, it's been so high at the moment, with everyone's feeling it, and just like being able to like manage that energy of what's going on out there, as well as like managing your own health, and also with the current situation with the COVID and the pandemic, and how everyone's life's been changed. And I mean, like, we're like in a life-changing moment right now on the earth, like right now in this second, and we're all together in this Healy Hangout. And I just want to say thank you for all the people that are here on this call with us, because you're all part of this as well. Like, you're not on your own, you're not you know, we're not just here hanging out on our own, we're with you guys, because we can't do this without you. And also the people on the Facebook Live, like, you know, if you just jumped on or you don't know who we are, you know, you can watch the replay after this. It'll be on the Facebook group straight away. You know, what we're actually talking about is raising our frequency and raising our vibe, and using this amazing tool called the Healy, which is bringing like people from all over the world together to change reality, to change it to become a better place for everyone to live, a more positive place to live on, where you feel free, where you feel like you can really change something in your life, where you're not living your boring job anymore, and you're not living in your pain cycle anymore. You can actually change something. This is possible. And this machine is like the first step to bringing yourself on that journey. So yeah, I just want to say thank you for everyone being here. Really great. And yeah, does anyone, let's just open it up. Does anyone have any questions in this Zoom chat? Actually, does anyone have anything they want to talk about or ask away? Or if not, we can just keep hanging out and chatting.
I think one of the interesting things that Healy's done for me is I've been talking about making videos for ages, and I've been really coming up against a lot of blocks with it. And Abbey made her first Healy video, and I come over and I was like, yeah, it's good, but you know, you need to sort the background out, and you need to put some eyeliner on, and you need to like present it, lift the laptop up. And then I went away, I was like, I'm making a video tonight. I went away 4 hours of looking at my phone, and I was crying at midnight going, oh, I don't know why I've got such a problem with making videos. And it's like the Healy's kind of kicked me into having the confidence to make videos, and now you can't shut me up.
Actually, Vicky, you're an amazing speaker, and I think what it's all about is about being imperfect. And I say this all the time on here. You know what? I've totally dropped that perfection thing. You know, I just don't care anymore. Like, I actually just like really want to do something good, and it doesn't matter how I look. It doesn't matter if I say something wrong, or you know what, like the point is that we're here and we're doing something. It's like what Heidi was saying, a lot of us we don't know how to make action. Let's just make action now. You know, you don't need to be perfect to do what you love to do. You know, just like if you're so passionate about something, you're just going to do it, aren't you? Like, let's just get up and make change and make things happen. That's what I believe in. And I'm excited what's going to happen with this group, actually, with all of us, because we're in a WhatsApp group together, and it's like it's very magical, isn't it? It's amazing. And like also this event that's happening next week, you know, like the one on Wednesday, it's Wednesday morning, I think. Heidi, we'll post this on our Facebook group. We're going to send a newsletter for anyone who hasn't got a newsletter yet. you can sign up with a link. I will also post that after this, but you can sign up to the webinar next week, which is going to be with Dr. Roy Martina. And, you know, let's all just get involved. Let's all just like make it happen, you know, and in whatever way you want to come into this, let's just make something change. Like, let's challenge ourselves a little bit. Let's face our fears. Let's really like move with this current energy, shift of energy. And that's really like change the way we do things ourselves, working on ourselves. And then obviously that will be like a ripple effect where we're starting to co-create with amazing people like this. So that's just like so exciting for me. I just wanted to also just like, you know, ask how, you know, what your plan is, what your mission is actually, all three of you, if anyone, any of you want to just share what that's going to be and how you see that in the future.
Let's bring it in on the full moon energy.
The full moon energy. Well, somewhere in December, we were preparing for a very important webinar as well with Dr. Paul Clayton. It's another interesting personality. And we were preparing the slides, and suddenly I saw myself writing 1 million people we want to inspire, motivate, and guide towards a healthier, sort of a higher quality of life, a healthier mind in a more vital body. And I was writing this and I was thinking, oh my God, 1 million people. And it's there, it's still there. And even today, I really believe Marcus Schmicke says he wants to have 100 million families having the Healy in-house, for they can heal and they can use it in their families. So I think at one moment our goal will be much higher than this, but we all are leaders. So if you change something, you share it with the next person next to you, because you can't keep it from being shared. People just ask you, what are you doing? What are you taking? We just use the Healy. We do the end story, but yeah, it's something, it's what the husband of Fabienne always says, what is this? And he says something you need as well. So it's just a sharing. You just start to laugh, you just start to share. And if you see today what is out there on the mass media, then it's definitely not really helping you to detox from stereotypes, no? So it's really, we really need something to really create this higher vibration, and laughing is very good, and co-creating with you guys is super magical. So we need more, and so people that really love this vibe, I would say, just come and hang out with us as much as you can, because you will be yeah, you don't need a vaccine for this. You will be infected by our by our higher frequency, and so it will really improve your quality of life. That's for sure. That's 200% guarantee.
You know what, as well, like for anyone who doesn't know what stereotypes is, like I have this like saying I say to everybody, which is like, do you know what the biggest disease in this world is? And I always say seriousness. But I've got this new word, and it actually, on the call the other day, Heidi came on it and said the same question to me. And I was like, no way, I've never heard anyone say that before either. So it turns out, you know, that like, we're all on the same idea that like, we all have to get out of this seriousness as well. We have to start making it more light and more fun as well. And I love that. I love that we can all laugh together. That's like perfect.
And also it can feel like such a mountain with health when people are, it's like we're walking a mountain, and actually let's just make it fun and let's make it lighthearted and let's enjoy the journey, because who wants to be boring and serious, you know? And also the people that we find in our team are people that you really want to work with, you know? They're people that you enjoy being with and you want to spend time with. And I think so many people are stuck in a rut, whether it's health, whether it's a job they don't like, whether it's relationship. And what I mean, Abby's testimonial was that when she first got the Healy, she was in a job that she hated and she wasn't on a path at all, and she did the Healy and it just completely flipped around, and all of a sudden everything started fitting into place. So it works on so many layers and so many levels that we can get in that rut. And I think that we need to snap out, and not only ourselves but as many different people, loved ones, friends, everybody needs as many tools as they can have at this time. So it's so lovely to meet so many like-minded people, and it feels like this mission, it's almost like as well when you feel a little bit like, I don't know, why am I doing this, I don't want to do it, the universe goes, this is why, back on track, come on, and you can feel the momentum building. So it's so exciting to see. I mean, some of the points that I wrote down that I thought were worth being mindful about, what this group brings, is it just reminds you how international this product is and how we can share to people that aren't necessarily physically close to us. We can have groups in New Zealand, there's a massive Australian group, Bali's got a massive group. I mean, with Europe, there's so many ways that this can spread. And I think the other testimony is, like, when you are the bringer to this community, it kind of sells itself, and you get people that just want to spread it. So once you get a handful of practitioners that are a specific niche that fix fibromyalgia or migraines or mental PTSD or whatever it is, it's like it opens the floodgates to them then mixing in their networks and their international networks. And the other thing that I'm really glad that you guys have brought is this professionals, doctors, really respected people that aren't just home users. They're not people that are practicing, they're people with decades of experience and thousands of clients that are having real success with this. So I think it gives a more of a professional outlook to this. We've had a couple of like private clinicians and private therapists that have been approached and said, well, what's the therapeutic aspect? How do we approach professionals with this? And I think what you guys have brought is this real polished professional outlook where we can deal with real credible people, because this is all backed by science. All the facts are there. There's independent studies that have been done, and there's loads more that will happen in the future. And that's not just from our network, that's from really respected, credible sources. So thank you so much for getting in touch, and hopefully it's the start of a really exciting collaboration.
Of course.
Thank you, everybody.
Super.
We're coming towards the end of the Healy Hangout, so I just wanted to ask if any of you want to say something else, if you've got something else you'd like to share before we leave.
I just want to add one thing that I was feeling. The first thing that we addressed towards therapists was that Healy is not a competitive extra tool. It's an add-on. It's an end device. And I think that's very important, that we have many therapists that are using the Healy, like coaches or people who give massage, who can really use the Healy during the massage, because they really go deeper into the massage. And they just feel also in coachings that they can, when they put on the gold letting go program, that they can really feel that the people are really going more into depth. They can do an analyzing aspect up front, and then they can go with the questions or with the conversation much deeper. So it's really an add-on. So it's not something that will replace anything that is already out there. So and that was a very sensitive point. So I was feeling it all along the whole evening. So yes, I just wanted to add that. So Healy is not something that will replace something. It's really something that is really takes it to the next level. Anything you do takes it to the next level. So thank you very much for being here, and I want to hang out again someday.
Me
So,
too. Me too. I think that we should continue this at some point, every so often, shouldn't we?
yeah, yes.
I love I love the international field, because you can get so forgetful that there's so many teams all over the place that are doing such good work. We've talking of therapists, we've just had a comment in the chat saying
Go on. I think
one of our team is a reflexologist, and she's been using it alongside her therapist.
Super.
She does it with reflexology.
Yeah, super. It seems to speed up the balancing, and yes, indeed. Yeah, it's fantastic. The add-on. We hear so many, oh, hello. We hear so many stories. So yeah, it's really an add-on. It's something, we have a lot of therapists now that have bought extra Healys, so they can give it with their patients in between sessions. So people can really continue to work on themselves, and they can start using the Healy, and so they can use it, and then afterwards eventually buy one if they like it and they really feel a difference. But it's really amazing what it can bring your practice to a next level as well. So
I listened to a webinar of Marcus this evening. It was 2 hours. It was especially about a coil, and he also showed us Healy has done some studies now, and like we are coming out of the study world, and this could be very interesting for therapists as well, therapists and holistic doctors, because now they have scientific proof that it works. And the guy, the doctor who was really, how should I say, a top-notch scientist who does clinical studies all his life, I would say. He did a randomized controlled trial with the Healy, and then also with the Healy with the straps on around the bandages on the arms, and then with the coil. And he said normally if you have a medical device, a bioenergetic medical device, to see if there is an improvement, we should be around 0.5. And Healy was in because they analyze different topics, and in the especially the coherence, and then in the other topic I can't remember because it was 2 hours and I was in between eating and it was so much, but the coherence I remember, and there was another one, were above 1.2. And even the professor, Marcus, was really, he said, wow, I would have never expected these results. And the professor also said, because they're going to publish now it in a scientific paper, they are going to see which paper, if the topic can go into that paper or not. Otherwise, the guy he published more than 500 different studies where he was the first author. So they really are up to the next level at Healy as well. I always say, if people are sometimes they are saying, yes, I have a problem with my Healy and it's not starting and this, I always say to the people, well, before you didn't have anything. If this is the only thing that you have to switch on and off your mobile phone and to reset your Healy to get it started all over again, if this is the only thing you have to do to have those results, it's how you look, how you perceive those things. So all those different kinds, it's like you had the iPhone 0.1. He also had a lot of issues at that time. Healy is really a starting business. And for all the people who are starting now, I think this is important to know as well, or you're a therapist or not. But you know, you have the early adapters. If you have something new, you always have the early adapters. And then at that time, afterwards, you get the momentum. Well, with Healy, we are still in the early adopter phase. We are not yet in the momentum. So if you already have a Healy, you know a lot about the Healy, Well, we are the first, well, let's say the founding members of the company, because if they continue like this, and Holpert, the guy who is has the money, who is the investor, especially together with Marcus, which is who is the inventor, well, if they see what results they get from a randomized trial study, if they continue like this and this and this, well, I always say to people, frequency therapy, frequency medicine, vibrational medicine, that's the future of medicine. So I think we can thank God, or thank, I am not a believer, but thank the universe. Let me say it like that. Thank the universe that Healy crossed our path so early, because there is a long way to go for Healy, and this is just the start of an incredible company and an incredible tribe and an incredible international tribe, as we are now all co-creating. And he was also talking about these things, Marcus, so it was very interesting, and there is a nice future for all of us, I think, and for our health, our physical, emotional, spiritual health, and also for our wealth, if people want to do something with the Healy as a business as well. So that's my final word of today.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. I think that we really probably needed that for the final word, because a lot of people on here have those questions as well. And I think that was actually the perfect way to end the call, actually. I think that was a great ending. And I'm just, I think that we could continue this, you know, a few more times in the month.
Week.
Give us some time. We have lots of work with the company.
Hopefully we can do it in Italy and a beautiful sunset.
Perfect. Okay. Soon.
No, but this is something, you're absolutely right. We should do it very regularly to keep the people updated. What's going on with Healy? What are the new things, and so on. And then together with Roy Martina, which is really an added value in the whole process of Healy, because really he knows a lot about vibrational medicine. He's really into it. His wife is a doctor in psychology. She's living in the quantum field, to say, if I can, because I know her, and I followed already a few of her courses. Really, she's up to a lot of things, and she knows what's happening, and she's really, I say she lives in the quantum field. So for her, the Healy, they also have my other device that I say, the biocharger, that I first bought, so they can also compare what's the one, what's the other one. And I hope to meet Roy in the couple of months to discuss about my other device as well, because we also, if we are organizing retreats, that's what we intend to do with the Reset Your Health company, organizing retreats all over the world about health and all the 7 pillars and the different topics. Well, my biocharger will be there as well at that moment, when we can sit around, not a campfire, but a biocharger, and we charge up the whole thing. And really, they also upgraded. There are more than 1,000 programs in this machine. And when I had the lady on the phone a few weeks ago, she said, yeah, they have this and this and this and this, and this is all new. So I was really excited. And then I went to Italy to see Heidi, but I have to phone her back and to say, just keep me updated, because there's so many things as well. And this is also vibrational medicine. It's really, wow. I say this is really the future of medicine. And I'm in medicine for 39 years. This is really the future. Really.
Wow, it's interesting, because tomorrow we've been doing the Healy Hangout, and the Wednesday evening's been explaining a little bit more about what the Healy is. And on Thursday morning, we're just chatting about general health. But tomorrow we've got an astrologer on, a friend of ours who's an astrologer, and talking about this, the new way of bringing in this Aquarian energy of the forward thinker, the electricity, the kind of being ahead of their time, and the pioneers. And I think it completely is exactly what you've just said there. Is this is so new, and we're at such an early stage, the early adopters, you know. But I think in 100 years' time, they'll look back on medicine and say, what, you used to cut people when they were sick, you used to give them poisons. And it is the start of something that's really special, and it's a real privilege to be involved with people like yourselves and excited about the future. Thank you so much for your time, and very excited about how it's going to develop and go forward.
Yeah, amazing. Thank you so much for joining us. I was also really interested. It was so nice as well with the clinical trials, like also updating us with that, because I think that's very, very important that that's happening, and that needs to happen for this to also grow. So thank you for sharing about that information.
Thanks.
I
guys.
often-
No one wanted to go.
Go on, Fabienne.
I last told my husband, I said, when Einstein and Tesla are sitting above in heaven and looking down on us, they have such a big smile on their face. Finally, finally, they are doing it. Finally.
Oh, fantastic.
They're
Nice.
channeling through us right now.
Correct.
Starting times, happy full moon, guys, and
Yeah.
so it's like everyone's at their dinner table going, oh, we don't want to go, it's getting late, we've got to go.
Thank you to everyone that's just been joining, and catch the replay. If you don't know and you want to know more about Healy and you just came across this webinar, feel free to send us a message, or whoever invited you to this webinar is the person you need to talk to. Okay, so if you want to know more about Healy, then yeah, join us again tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock. And everyone here, thank you so much, and we'll definitely be seeing you soon.
Have a great evening, guys.
Definitely.
Great evening. Happy full moon.
Ciao.
Bye-bye.
Happy full moon. Buonanotte. Ciao.
Ciao.